Hello there everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Botox Media and today we're doing another video kind of looking at Square Enix's release lineup from 2022 into the future. So we'll look at what's come out this year and then just talk about everything that's upcoming and just really dive into it because I think it's really interesting. I've done this video once already back in August, so not even that long ago, but they announced so many games in that Nintendo Direct that I feel like it's really kind of shaped or changed how I view what's happening. Obviously, as a gamer, it's awesome. There's so much to play. It's fantastic. But I think it has its detriments that we're starting to see a little bit. When I'm recording this, the DioField Chronicle just came out, and while we don't have sales information, it certainly seems like that game is not performing very well. It looks like they didn't send out codes to reviewers, really, except for a couple random outlets. And while the game may be reviewing well, no one seems to be buying it, and it just goes into this weird thing of like, well, maybe it's because they're releasing too many games. So we're just going to look through everything they've released in the past, a little bit of time, past like 12 months, not even, and what they announced for 2023, because it is ludicrous how many games this company is releasing. I don't understand it. I don't know where these developers are coming from. I know Team Asano is a good team, but I didn't know they were this good, you know? Obviously, they aren't making all these games, but it is crazy the output Square Enix has right now, and I just think it really needs to be highlighted in both a positive and a negative way, because there is such a thing as too much of a good thing, right? So start this year, back in February, we got Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remastered. That was the last of the Pixel Remasters. Surely those are going to be coming to console, maybe next year, maybe the next after that. Eventually, we'll get 1 through 6 on Switch and PS5 and all that. Then Babylon's Fall, they just announced that game is shutting down. And here's the thing with Square Enix. It really does feel like they've shifted away from their, and even just in the past 12 months, it feels like they've shifted away from the AAA stuff. It feels like they understand now. I mean, we saw them sell their Western companies for the most part. They still have a couple, I believe. They're still partnered with the Outsiders team. I can't remember the name. I think it's like Flying Wild Hog or something. So they're still doing some AAA stuff, and obviously on the Japanese side, they still have like Final Fantasy. But for the most part, they're releasing, I would say, AA games. And I think Babylon's Fall is a remnant of what used to be. Obviously, that is a Japanese game, but I don't expect much of that anymore. I don't think of like the big AAA games outside of like Final Fantasy, right? And their core franchises. That's my kind of read on the current situation, because I think with the Switch, they really realize that they can just release anything, and for the most part, it will sell well. Then, of course, we had a Triangle Strategy, which, from what I've heard from people that played it, it is one of the best tactics games ever created. That's not a light statement to make. Obviously, I haven't played it, so I'm not too sure. Chocobo GP, that game was pretty monetization heavy, so that's kind of a miss. Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin, once again, Final Fantasy always going to have games like this, whatever. And we get Chrono Cross, the Radical Dreamers Edition on Switch and PS4 and Xbox and everything. I've heard that's not the best port, but you know, Chrono Cross on everything now. It'd be cool to get Chrono Trigger. Then I had not heard of this. The Centennial Case, a Shigema story. Cool. Then July, we had Live Alive. Then we had another Voice of Cards game. I think this was the second one. These are from Yoko Taro, I believe. Just this weird card game series they have going on now. That was in September. Then Various Day Life came out on console. This was an Apple Arcade game, I believe, and it's from a Team Asano. Or actually, I guess it's from Doki Doki Grooveworks. I'm pretty sure Team Asano like worked on it though, according to Wikipedia anyway. So that's a weird game that I've heard is not very good, but I am still very interested in it because it looks very interesting to me, at least. And then we are caught up on the current releases with DioField Chronicle. Now we get into the upcoming stuff. This is absurd how much they're releasing. As a gamer, like I said, it's awesome. It's so cool to see them releasing this many games. But on September 29th, we have Valkyrie Elysium coming to PS4 and PS5, November 11th for PC. This game looks fantastic. I haven't played the demo yet, but from what I've heard, it's actually really good. They did just delay, I'm serious, so that's not even on here, unless they updated it already. Valkyrie, whatever the remake of the PSP game is, that actually got delayed to December, because that was going to come out the same day as a pre-order bonus for Valkyrie Elysium. So there's actually 2 Valkyrie games releasing on the same day. I think it's Valkyrie. I don't think it was Valkyrie Profile, but either way, that got delayed to December. I kind of doubt it's even going to be on this list because it is a pre-order bonus game, but it's still a game. Then Star Ocean: The Divine Force, they just released a demo for this. Apparently, I've never played a Star Ocean game, but apparently it's actually like a really good demo. So that's exciting for Star Ocean fans. I know the last one, Faithlessness and Integrity or whatever it was called, Faithfulness, that one did not seem to fare too well. Then we have Harvestella. This game actually has a lot of eyes on it right now, I think because of that direct. It was a farming game. It was probably the best looking farming game in that direct, and I actually think it looks really cool. There is a demo out now. I'm kind of just waiting, maybe a little bit closer. I'll play the demo because Square Enix does this great thing with demos where you can transfer your progress, and that's awesome. But when it's almost 2 months out, I kind of would rather just wait and play when it's a little bit closer at least. But still, Harvestella, November 4th. And mind you, we are basically doing a game every other week. I just realized this list doesn't include Nier Automata on Switch. That's October 4th. So basically every week this summer and into the fall, we've had something. That's insane. It's Square Enix, bro. You're not Microsoft, you're not Sony, you're not Nintendo. You don't need to be doing this many games. I like it. Don't get me wrong. But when you have something like the Diofield Chronicle and Star Ocean, that's obviously going to get overshadowed by well, it is funny because most of these games are like smaller, I feel like. On paper, you would think Valkyrie Elysium probably has more budget than like any of these other games, but I actually think that something like a Harvestella, which was next up, is probably going to outshine most of those in terms of sales at the very least, and maybe even attention and just people talking about it. So Harvestella, November 4th, then another, and here's the thing, these are all physical releases except for Various Day Life. Tactics Ogre Reborn, they're charging $60 for this. I've never played Tactics Ogre. I'm not sure how much they're really doing with this remake to really warrant that, but still. Tactics Ogre Reborn. I love that it's getting a physical copy as a Switch collector. $60 might be a bit much, but still cool. Then I keep forgetting this game's even coming out. Dragon Quest Treasures on December 9th for the Switch, another Switch exclusive. That game actually looks like a lot of fun. I like the Dragon Quest spinoffs quite a bit, or at least I like Builders and Heroes. So that's another game. Then I think, yeah, the home. Oh yeah, 4 days later we get Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. That is a ridiculous lineup of games. And they're all, none of them are like AAA. They're all Switch-sized games, except for Valkyrie Elysium and Star Ocean. And honestly, would not be surprised if those come to Switch. But here's the thing. This list is missing 2 games. That Valkyrie game that I can't remember the name of, and the new Romancing, or not new, it's another remake of Romancing Saga Minstrel Song, the first Romancing Saga game that we got in the West. So it's missing 2 things. So all this plus 2 more. That's a lot of video games. It's already the end of September. Square Enix, what are you doing? That's insane, because I don't think that Romancing Saga game was announced when I made that video, and we didn't know for sure if Tactics Ogre Reborn even existed. So, and we didn't have a release date for Crisis Core. A lot of people thought that'd be 2023. Nope, 2022. It's too many games. You know, as someone, I like all these games, or at least I think I would like all of them. I've never played a Valkyrie game. I've never played Star Ocean. Harvestella looks cool. Tactics Ogre looks cool. Dragon Quest Treasures I'm definitely picking up. This is a lot. This is a lot to play. Crisis Core, of course. I still haven't actually even finished 7 Remake, so I need to do that. But then we get into 2023. Forspoken from Luminous Productions. Of course, that is the 15 team. The game looks good. I don't know about the writing, but the game looks good. And then my GOTY 2023 Theater Rhythm of Final Barn Line. Terrible name, but I love Theater Rhythm. The Theater Rhythm games, they're these rhythm games set in the Final Fantasy universe. They already announced a ton of DLC for this game, which I can understand not liking, but it's DLC from other franchises, which is actually really cool, like Xenogears and I think Octopath and Triangle Strategy and Live Alive. They're all going to have music in this game. It is Theater Rhythm's one of my favorite 3DS games. There's 2 of them, but Current Call specifically is the one that everybody like. I mean, you might as well play that because it's just a bigger game. Theater Rhythm coming back in 2023 is so exciting, and then it just keeps going. 2 weeks later, Octopath Traveler 2, same day as Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe, by the way. I don't understand how they're releasing so many HD 2D games. They just released Triangle Strategy and Live Alive this year. Now they're doing Octopath Traveler 2. There's the Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D game coming out, I assume next year, maybe the following year. But I would assume that's going to come out before Dragon Quest 12, most certainly. But also Dragon Quest 12 has to be coming sooner than later at this point, I would almost imagine, just because, I mean, it's been 6 years since Dragon Quest, or 5 years. It's been 5 years since Dragon Quest 11 came out. So you have to imagine they're cooking pretty well. I think it's already been over a year since they announced 12, so that's got to be coming. Oh, didn't even mention this. Front Mission 1 is coming out in November as well. Of course, Square Enix does this thing where they like license out some of their lesser IPs, I guess. I don't know how they dictate it, but for Front Mission 2, from Forever Entertainment's remaking that game, then they're remaking Front Mission 2. Not sure why it's included in this list because they're not publishing it, but that's coming, as well as Front Mission 3 next year. So that's another game for 2022, by the way. Ridiculous. Crazy. Then obviously Final Fantasy 16 we know is coming next year. Then Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth we know is winter 2023. Or winter, yeah, wait. I think, no, here's what they did. They said Crisis Core was this winter, and 7 Rebirth was next winter. When they said this winter for Crisis Core, they meant December, I think that means 7 Rebirth is coming out next year, or at least that's their intent. I think there's a good chance it gets delayed, but I think they're probably intending for that to release at the end of 2023, which is crazy. Then yeah, there's the Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake. Then, oh yeah, I forgot about this game. Dragon Quest the Adventure of Dai Infinity Shrash. Terrible name. Just call it the Adventure of Dai. I don't need that extra subtitle. This game looks awesome. Cell-shaded Dragon Quest action game. It was announced a while ago, so I'm assuming actually this will probably come out next year. Although maybe, I don't know. I guess they're not scared of releasing more than one Dragon Quest game a year, I guess. So they could do that and the 3 remake. Then we have Dragon Quest 12, then Kingdom Hearts 4, and that rounds out the list. That is an absurd lineup. Obviously, those last 5 or 6 things, can easily be 2024, even maybe 2025 if we're talking Kingdom Hearts 4. But 2022 and early 2023, just what we know, is bonkers. I don't understand it. I don't know why they're releasing so many games. Like I was mentioning earlier, I think that is definitely diminishing returns at a certain point with a game like the Neofield Chronicle. When there's already 3 other games on the Switch this year with that underlined font, you know what I'm talking about, the Bravely Default series. When there's already 3 other games like that on the Switch this year, despite it being multiplat, I just don't know if people care, you know? I'm really interested in Neofield Chronicle. I actually ordered it on Amazon earlier today because I do want to play it. I just wonder if there's too much. It feels that way. It certainly also feels like something's going on here. Why? Why are you releasing so many games in the second half of 2023 or 2022? I guess, yeah, they just had them ready. But like Romancing Saga Minstrel Song Remastered, you don't need to release that in December next to Final Fantasy Crisis Core and Dragon Quest Treasures. You don't need to do that. You don't need to release Neofield Chronicle next to Valkyrie Elysium and Star Ocean Divine Force. You don't need to do that. So it's just really weird seeing Square Enix release so many games, obviously, on a surface level. If I'm going to play these games, it's awesome that they're all coming out. But I just wonder why they're not spacing them a little bit better. Even this year, I mean, it was like 1 game a month, right? That's still really good. I mean, yeah, look at this. The Voice of Cards, Final Fantasy VI, Babylon's Fall, Triangle Strategy, Chocobo GP, Treasure of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin, and Chrono Cross, all within like a month and a half period. That's ridiculous. That's a lot. But then, you know, May, July, June had nothing. And Centennial Case Shijima Story, that's very niche. I don't even know what that is. I don't know. It's just crazy. This is the second time I made this video. Maybe I'll do another one in early 2023 if they announce more games. But I think this is probably them blowing their load for quite a while. That's my assumption. So let me know what you think of Square Enix's upcoming lineup. I will say, out of everything on here, just of upcoming stuff, and okay, I want to play Varys Day Life. I do want to check that out. Maybe not for $30. I definitely want to get, well, I'm getting Neofield Chronicle. I want to play Valkyrie Elysium. Star Ocean, I don't know enough about it to care. Harvestella, I'm definitely getting. Tactics Ogre, I might get. I want to see more. Dragon Quest Treasures, I'm definitely getting. Final Fantasy 7 Reunion, I'm definitely getting. Forspoken, maybe. Probably a discount. And then Theater, like, there's so many games. Out of every publisher, they're probably releasing more games that I care about than any other, like any other publisher. It's ridiculous. And they're also, I mean, they're all, you know what you're getting into with all these games. If you like a Valkyrie Elysium, you'll probably like Star Ocean, you'll probably like Tactics Ogre Reborn. You like this vibe, you know what I'm saying? They're all for the same person, basically, is what I'm trying to say here, which is also an issue. I don't know that many people that are going to want Dragon Quest Treasures and not play Final Fantasy 7 Reunion, you know? And if anything, they prioritize Final Fantasy 7. So you're kind of hurting Dragon Quest. I don't get it. But as a fan, my wallet's crying, but I like all these games coming out. Let me know what you think of all this down in the comments below. Do you think Square Enix is releasing too many games in 2022 and early 2023? Or do you think it's just whatever? You might as well just enjoy what you can. For me, I am going to be trying to play as all these games, but also they're like 50-hour games, so that's also an issue. Thank you all so much for watching. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at BoTalksMedia. You can join my Discord, a link to that down below. And until next time, folks, peace.